Very often in America today, when you enter into a local church, at some point in the service, the pastor will stand up and say, let's receive the tithes and the offerings. So here's my question. Is it actually scriptural to take up tithes and offerings in a church today? And should you tithe? The statistics say today that about 6% of everybody who's born again actually tithes. Why should we? I'm going to give you 3 reasons why we should tithe. Number 1, in Matthew 16:18, Jesus makes this statement, I will build my church, and the gates of hell won't stand against it. The most important place, building, institution in the city you live in is the local church. Because of the local church, people are born again, make heaven, miss hell. Because of the local church, Jesus said, well, the Word says that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. This is the place people are married, they're buried, and this is the place that truth goes forward. Jesus says you'll know the truth, and the truth will set you free. So the greatest institution on the earth is the church. Jesus started it. He didn't start the government. He didn't start the fire station. He didn't start the police, even though all of these are very important. So the church is the most important institution in any city that you live in. Number 2, it says in Hebrews 7:8, here men receive tithes. Why should men receive tithes? Naturally, God is not up in heaven counting your tithes and offerings. When's the last time you called your local pastor and he said, well, I was at work and I couldn't come? No, he's there all the time. Funerals, weddings, hospital visits. You want to be able to call him and get a hold of him or someone from the church to come in a time of need. So that's what he does for a living. So God set up tithing. So men do receive tithes. Hebrews 7:8 also says that here men receive tithes, but there he receives them of whom it is witnessed that he lives. You understand that when Jesus sat at the gate and watched the people tithe, that was important to him when he lived on the earth. It's also important to him now, where he is receiving your tithes in heaven even now. So number 3, think about this. Why would we, under the Old Testament, in Malachi 3, God said, bring all the tithes in the storehouse. But why would we, under the New Testament, the New Covenant, where we have a commandment to love God with all of our heart and our neighbors ourselves, do less than they did under the Old Covenant, where a man couldn't even be born again? I want to leave you with this one thought. When you're laying on your deathbed and the last thoughts enter your mind, it didn't matter about your boat, didn't matter about your house, didn't matter how much money you made. What's going to be important is whether you're going to go to heaven or hell at that point. And if you're going to be going to heaven when you die, you need to lay there and thank God for the local church. So if you're not supporting it, it'd be a good time to start. If you are supporting it, thank God for you.